All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Wildlife Habitat. My name is Jamie. My coworker Jackie is out here over on Flamingo Island. We are the wildlife specialists that work out here all day, every day with all of these little critters. Big man front and center is Bugsy. He is of course named after Bugsy Siegel, founder of the Flamingo way back in 1946. This is the oldest remaining casino on the Las Vegas Strip. So of course we pay homage to our roots out here, naming this big man after a very well-known mobster, right? Bugsy is a rescue pelican. Oh my goodness, that's my leg. Can I have my leg? Thank you, sir. Back it up, back it up. Contrary to how it looks, this is Bugsy's 4th feed of the day. He's extremely hungry, right? We're extremely hungry. Yeah, want some fish. Bugsy is a tried and true pescatarian. He only eats fish. So I am feeding him some smelt at the moment. He also likes herring, capelin, anchovies, sardines, the really fatty stuff that you're not supposed to have every day. Bugsy loves all of that, of course. Another one. So it's really Bugsy's world out here. He is the only one that we hand feed because he is a rescue pelican. You see his wings, they don't open up all the way. Bugsy was found off the coast of California. He was tangled up in fishing line and netting, and by the time rescuers were able to get to him, he permanently damaged that wing. So it does not open up anymore, unfortunately. It is frozen in place. He has a little bit of movement in his shoulder, but he cannot extend it fully open. So unfortunate for Bugsy, but fortunately, this is his forever home. Other than that issue, he is in fantastic health. We're very happy to have him here with us. You cannot have a pelican in captivity unless they cannot survive in the wild. Now, California brown pelicans are your dive bombers. These are the guys that are out hitting the water as hard as they can, catching those fish, right? So he cannot survive out in the wild without being able to fly. It's pretty imperative for him. So that is why he lives here with us. He's in an ornery mood, as you can tell, nipping at my legs, pushing me back in my corner, right? That is because it's breeding season, and Bugsy does not have a girlfriend at the moment. So he's letting me know I am very angry. I would like a female friend right away. And he actually lets you know just by looking at him that it's breeding season. That pouch under his bill, the color of that changes. So normally throughout the year, it'll be more of a peach color. It'll get redder and redder throughout breeding season. So that's how you know. If you're walking down the beach or at a pier, you see a giant pelican come up and they've got a bright red neck, just turn around and walk the other direction because they are very ornery, right? And being single is not normal for a pelican. Normally out in the wild, a male pelican would have between 10 and 15 lady friends at all times. So being single is not for him. He is not a fan of the single life. Unfortunately, he has been single for about 3 years now. His mate passed away a few years ago. And with avian influenza in the United States of America, there is no shipping of live birds across state lines. So we have been unable to get him a girlfriend up until this point. We have finally gotten the word that there is a female that is available. She's got kind of the same issues as Bugsy. She was found in the ocean, tangled up in our trash. She can no longer fly, but she's in pretty good health. So hopefully we will be able to get her here soon. We're dealing with lots of logistics with all of that. And then this big man will be very pleasantly surprised. So hopefully that gets here before springtime, before everybody else out here is, participating in extracurricular activities that Bugsy does not get to. It really rubs him the wrong way. He is not liking it, right? He's a very good boyfriend, as he has in the past. So we're pretty excited about it. Of course, she has to choose him. So this becomes kind of a matchmaking service for pelicans. It's a little bit of a process. They will be off exhibit for a little while. In a couple months, if they decide that they like each other, they will be out here together. So a little bit of a process with our big bird, but pretty exciting, definitely. If he could understand me, he would be very excited. He does not like being single whatsoever. Because he is a single bird at the moment, he loves mirrors. He has lots of mirrors in the back of his area. This side of the habitat you're standing on is all for Bugsy. So he has free range over this entire side. Behind all of you, is the flamingo side. Everybody else that lives out here has free reign to go wherever they want. So those two creatures do stay in their respected areas. Bugsy's favorite spot out here is this window. You will see him over here quite a bit. He loves seeing his reflection. He doesn't know it's himself. He just sees a very handsome bird, and he likes to look at that bird a lot. So he loves that window. He also loves interacting with humans. He just doesn't want to be touched. So that is his favorite spot. He knows he can get very, very close to all the visitors, but they're not going to reach out and grab him. So you can spot Bugsy over there, especially first thing in the morning. This time of year, the grassy areas are heated underground. So first thing in the morning, he hangs out there quite a bit. As you can see, this time of year, the sun goes away very, very early out here, right? It goes behind these towers, and we don't have any more sunshine for the rest of the day. So this is a chilly part of year for these guys. Of course, Bugsy can handle all these temperatures out here. If we do get below freezing or we get above 110, we will take Bugsy off exhibit. He, of course, can handle those temperatures, but this is his retirement plan. Why make him endure that? So we let him go inside for a little bit of R&R when we get to those crazy temps. He is the only one, though, that needs to be removed for that. The rest of the animals out here are acclimated very well to Las Vegas temperatures. The main ones being our beautiful flock of Chilean flamingos behind all of you. There are 8 members over there. You're going to see them standing in their mated pairs. So they stand 2, 2, 2, and 2. Those are their mates. In a small group like we have here, they do mate for life. Out in the wild, there's no rules on monogamy. They will have a different partner almost every breeding season, right? Because there's a lot of choices. So they get to kind of pick and choose between hundreds and thousands of birds out in the wild. Good boy, another one. Our flamingos are from Chile, South America. Very well suited for Vegas. We do not have tropical flamingos here, the iconic kind that you kind of think of when you think of flamingos. Those are tropical birds. We can't really have them here in Las Vegas. If we did, they would have to be off exhibit all the time. We get very cold here. We also get very, very hot. So our flamingos come from South America, temperate birds. -20 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit is perfect for them. They do very, very well in those temperatures. You're going to see lots of ducks out here. We have over 50 in our collection, and they all have an educational placard posted. So if you're wondering what kind of animal you're looking at, you can find information about all of our guys out here. Now, of course, we have lots of visitors in the habitat. As you look up, this is an open air habitat. So I get asked, do we have problems with animals leaving? No, we have the opposite problem. New animals showing up all the time, right? So if they are our animal, you will see an educational placard. All of the birds chirping around you, all those vocalizations are coming from the grackles. Those are those blackbirds sitting over there on the waterfall. The blue, black big birds are the boys, and the females have a little bit of brown on their chest. So those are all grackles you're hearing at the moment. You can see robins out here. You can see mockingbirds out here as well. Different species of finches, little house sparrows, and little teeny tiny hummingbirds. Our hummingbird feeders are located on each side of the walkway as you enter and exit. There's also one right here up front. This is the favorite at the moment. All the hummingbirds are coming to this feeder. And there is also one back in Bugsy's window. So that's where you can spot those teeny tiny adorable beauties. Lots of little freeloaders at the moment. The grackles are very, very smart. You see they sit on those waterfalls. They know where the food is going to end up, right? Our ducks are fed 4 times a day out here in the habitat. 2 of those feeds are a kibble feed. We also do a vegetable feed and an insect feed. So everybody out here is basically omnivores besides Bugsy. The flamingos also have a special feeding routine. They're fed first thing in the morning, and you're in Las Vegas, so that's like 9. We don't get too crazy out here. They go up there and we really replenish their bowls. Our flamingos have food 24 hours a day because they don't go to sleep at night. They're kind of party animals, and they are awake at those hours. So they have to have food to forage during that time. They have a special made kibble. It's like the duck kibble that I'm throwing out. It is made for our flamingos. And then every morning they get an enrichment breakfast. And those are foods they would have in the wild. So that's not a kibble. It's like crustaceans, krill, plankton, algae, diatoms, bacteria, all the foods that make flamingos pink. So those are key foods for them. They have to have those ingredients. If they don't have access to those foods, they will go back to their natural color, and that is white. All flamingos, right? The magic with flamingos happens when they eat those foods. Now, if we don't feed them those foods, it doesn't magically go away right overnight. They will slowly turn back to white over the course of a couple of months. So we make sure to give them those foods every day, keep them nice and pink. And of course, the color you see on our flamingos is about as pink as they get. They're not your more iconic pink flamingos down in Florida, in the Caribbean. Those again are your tropical variety. So this soft cotton candy salmon color is normal for Chileans. And size-wise, you want it? You're just messing with me. Oh, you didn't want it. See, I knew it. I knew it. That one made it in and you didn't even want it to. Goodness, Bugs. You want another one? No. I know, right? I know. You're so picky. My goodness. He's like, where's the fatty stuff? Why do you keep feeding me this? Because you need to be adorable and slim and trim for your lady that's on the way. I know. It's tough. Healthcare is tough. Bugsy is also an expert at picking out which fish have the vitamins in them and promptly getting rid of them because he wants nothing to do with healthcare, of course. So we have to get very inventive with tricking this boy into taking his vitamins. I know, you're trying so hard. Being a very good boy this afternoon. So Bugsy does love saving up fish, especially for a female, right? They would have to have something to offer a lady friend if she did show up. So he will sit here and make little piles of fish that he intends to use for that purpose. He also collects sticks, twigs, rocks, all of those little gifting items that you can give to a potential mate. He is very romantic, quite the gentleman out here. So you're gonna see our flamingos over there standing on their signature one leg. You're gonna see them standing on both legs, of course, and also laying all the way down. I get asked every day, do they actually lay down? They absolutely do lay down all the way. You don't see it as much when it's not breeding season. During breeding season, they lay down on their nests, but the rest of the year, you don't see it as often. Our flamingos are some of our oldest animals out here. They're all in their 30s and 40s. Blackjack and Pink Floyd are the oldest couple on the island. Blackjack is our alpha female. Her boyfriend is Pink Floyd, and they are both 47. So that's top of the line for flamingos. They don't really get above age 50. So these are senior citizen flamingos we've got out here. And just like us, as we get older, they have the same problems. Arthritis, joint pain, aches, issues, all types of foot problems. So to alleviate some of those issues and make them more comfortable, like the bougie birds they are, their island is heated underground as well. So that's one of the reasons you're gonna see them lay all the way down. They're extra chilly. They kind of get used to that comfort. Feels very good on those toes. So we want them to be extra comfortable and live long, healthy lives, of course, like the rest of these guys. Bugsy, we don't know his exact age because he is a rescue bird. We can estimate though, he has lived here for 8 years now. And when he came here, he did have his adult feathers. He looked just like this. So that means he was at least 3 years of age. We estimate Bugsy to be anywhere between 11 and 16. And pelicans can live well into their 30s. So we hope to have Bugsy for many, many more years to come, especially with a female on the way. I think that'll put a pep in his step. Be very excited about all of that. Of course, there's lots of animals that live in the water out here. This is about 400,000 gallons around you. So this is essentially 10 different ponds. They're all connected with waterfalls, all separated by walkways or stones, big boulders blocking everything off. So lots of animals live in the water. Some of our beautiful butterfly koi right up front. These guys are pretty big, and the size you're seeing right there is 28 years old. These koi were all bred here back in 1995. We have over 100 of those big guys out here. If there's any small koi you're looking at, those are regular goldfish. There's no baby koi out here in the habitat. Koi eggs are apparently delicious because the moment they're laid, they disappear instantly. So when we want to breed our koi, we do that off exhibit in a different area. You'll also find bluegill in these ponds. You will find grass carp out here, catfish. We have albino channel catfish that live out here. Like I mentioned, regular common goldfish, hundreds and thousands of teeny tiny minnows. Those are feeder fish. They're out here for our turtles. We have 3 species of turtles that live out here: cooters, sliders, and false map turtles. You're not going to see too many of them. I see a few of our boys over in this corner. Couple boys right over there. It's a little bit chilly for turtles, so this is the off season for them. They are brumating this time of year, just like hibernation, but they're just slowing that metabolic system down. They're not actually going to sleep, but they don't have to eat, and that is the same for the koi as well. So you're going to see all of our koi kind of punched up together, looking like a pile of dead fish. That is called torpor. And the koi really do that if the water temperature is below 50 degrees. So they're not eating this time of year. They're all kind of chilling out a little bit. Our temperatures are going to be going up soon this coming week, but tonight is going to be a pretty chilly night. So cold for about 1 more day, then we're going to start warming back up here. The fish that we are feeding this time of year are our biggest fish out here, and those are our sturgeon. They're all about my size. They're about 5 to 6 feet and pushing 200 pounds. Our sturgeon live in the lower ponds to the north because those are the deepest ponds out here. So they need a lot of room. Very, very cool dinosaurs. If you have never seen a sturgeon, you might not get another chance. There are 27 species, and 26 of those are on that very bad list that no animal should ever be on. They are critically endangered, and that's because caviar. So hopefully we can get our act together, save those amazing animals. They date back to the Jurassic period. They should be here for quite a long time. The species you will find here in the habitat are white sturgeon. They are protected, but luckily they are not on that list. So hopefully we can keep it that way. Those are the biggest animals out here in the habitat, and we feed them twice a day. So that happens right about 8:30 in the morning and 1:30 in the afternoon. So you will see us down on that pond feeding them in the afternoon. We do that at the lower bridge over in that area. So you go over this pink bridge and hang a left to get down there. Hi, all of you. I was wondering where you all were. You were busy somewhere? You had a previous engagement? When you work out here, it's like being Snow White. If there's not birds following you around, it's like, where are the birds, right? But of course, as you saw when I walked up here, Bugsy was eyeing something in the sky. And the birds are aware of that as well. So when we see these big guys looking up, that means somebody is up there. So it could have been a falcon, it could have been a hawk, it could have been a heron, it could have been a balloon. Those birds see something up there that could be a threat, and they're going to alert us of it. So that is why these little sparrows were not here for that moment. Something being up in the sky could be a potential threat. So they do duck for cover. And now they're all here, of course. Little adorable, little pudgy sparrows. These are little house sparrows that are surrounding me. My goodness, you're all so adorable. Got to feed the freeloaders too, right? There's another freeloader, perfect example, right on cue. The mallard ducks do not belong to us. So I'm so sorry if they fly over you and poop on your head. I didn't do it, don't blame me. The mallards are the main freeloader ducks. That's the loving term for them, of course, freeloaders. So they're the bullies of the duck world. You're gonna see mallards here every once in a while. They just fly in from the Wynn Golf Course, Bellagio fountains, neighborhood parks. You can't blame anybody for coming here, man. This is the spot if you're a bird or a duck in Las Vegas. So lots of places to make nests, lots of food to go around. We totally let them stay here as long as they don't leave and tell all their homies where they're hanging out at. And we got to think about it. Bugsy is offered food about 4 to 5 times a day. And like I said, it's his world. We're just living in it. So he wants more food, he gets more. If he wants less, it's less. It does depend on temperature, it depends on the time of year, it depends on his activity level, and of course it being breeding season, that also does play a part into his eating habits. So we do like to feed him small amounts all day long. Obviously out in the wild, the pelican's not gonna get 100 fish all at one time, right? Unless they hit the mother lode somewhere, they got very, very lucky. So we feed him small amounts throughout the day. We also do that because he might find one of you attractive. And if he does, which this does happen very often during breeding season, you will know you've been chosen. It usually happens in this window where he can get very close to you. And he will make eye contact, he will stare longingly deep down into your soul, and then he will throw up everything in his stomach pretty violently. So you should feel very honored. That's extremely romantic. That is what they would offer their mate out in the wild. Delicious, right? So unfortunately, I am his housekeeper and I get to clean up the pelican vomit. So that's another reason why we feed him small amounts. If he finds attractive human and then he throws everything up, we got to start those feeds all over again, right? So it becomes a circular process out here. So I have some requests. Please be nice to all these animals that live out here. These guys have lived here their whole lives and they're very, very used to the habitat. So no grabbing babies, no trying to snatch turtles up. Hamburgers and hot dogs are off the menu. So is big kid juice, alcohol. None of that for these guys out here. And please stop being so attractive to the pelican. We don't need any vomit this afternoon, right? We've done very good. We did very good yesterday too, and there were so many amazing people in their red and their orange, and oh my goodness, Bugsy was having the time of his life. It was quite the show yesterday. I know, but we didn't throw up at all. We did amazing. Again, my name is Jamie. I am the wildlife curator of the habitat, and we are out here all day long feeding and cleaning and feeding and cleaning and feeding and cleaning for all of eternity, right? That's kind of how it is working with animals. If you get the chance to work with animals, they are absolutely amazing. Terrible coworkers. They don't help you accomplish anything at all, but they do make every day wonderful. So comments, questions, concerns, you're completely lost and need directions, I will be out in just a few moments to be able to answer any of those things, and of course talk about my beautiful little friends up here. Bugsy is going to go to the back. He will look in his mirror and he's going to showboat. He doesn't have any self-recognition, right? He doesn't look in the mirror and see him. So he's going to go tell the pelican in the mirror who's in charge, because he got all the food, which means he's in charge. So he's going to go do that once he leaves the island. They might go for a little swim. He's going to do a little diving, and then he will do a little exercise on his tree. He'll be flapping those wings. Very exciting to see, obviously, because he can no longer fly. We need him to maintain that muscle tone. We want him to be big and strong and live for years and years to come. And then once I'm done with Bugsy, I'll be headed over to Flamingo Island. I think today is a 5-feeder day. We are going to be extra chilly tonight, so we are going to get one more feed this afternoon. You're going to bite my leg. I'm so sorry. I know. One more feed to tie you over. Thank you guys for hanging out this afternoon. Now you can say you had an educational visit to Las Vegas, right? Some crazy lady taught you more about birds than you ever wanted to know. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck from the Flamingo, everyone. Thank you.